Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long boys blues, 1975.
Welcome to another ZX Spectrum versus Commodore 64 comparison video. As I like to call it, Playground Wars. In this video we're taking a look at Golden Axe, originally an arcade machine released by SEGA in 1989, and comparing it on said ports. Now obviously it's the massive side-scrolling hack and slash released in the arcades by SEGA, very much in the vein of Ray Harryhausen, you know, in those types of movies, and there is 2 single player characters and there are 3 characters to choose from. The land has been taken over by a bloke called Death Adder. Each of the main protagonist has particular beef with him, whether it's because he killed their brother, shat on their lawn, or goosed their sister. Basically, this is just one of those great games, mostly known for its amazing Mega Drive port, but it was bought by Virgin to the all the usual suspects in 1991, but developed by Probe. So this is a very late release in the life of the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, and you could argue it's quite technically impressive. If you didn't grow up with a Spectrum, you probably won't think that when you see it, but those of us did, we know what's going on. Anyway, what's interesting about this game is, apart from the fact that the box art, I'm pretty sure it's done by a bloke who used to draw for 2000 AD, or still did then at the time, it does have that sequence where you can see at the start of the game, because I'm assuming it was multi-loader, I never had it back in the day, you want to see the ending, because it does have the arcade ending. Let's get into it. This is the 128K version. I'm wondering if it was only 128K. By all means, correct me if I'm wrong. So it's got that weird break the fourth wall when you beat the arcade game and these creatures come into our world, which begs the question, why didn't they make the sequel set in our world with this shit happening? Not that I dislike, you know, I was going to say Blackadder 2. Not that I love Blackadder 2. Not that I dislike Golden Axe 2, but that would have been a cool kind of, I don't know, dystopian weirdo thing. But look, yeah, they're running amok. Fortunately, in this game, they're really small, so not too much to worry about for our military. But yeah, you would have shut your pants if you saw a skeleton. But that's a nice touch. And it's also on the Commodore 64. Right, so there you go. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, you have the music, which is pretty good. There is a hatch wrong with this, where they bring the graphics, or the colours I should say, more in line with the arcade, if you could say that for a Spectrum version of an arcade. But we won't be playing that because that wouldn't be fair on comparing it to the Commodore 64. Right, let's get into it. Listen to this. A-chip doesn't stand a chance against SID-chip, but nah. Also, you got this cool intro and stuff. It's a very good port. It's got all the levels, as far as I can tell, of the arcade. That's cool. There you go. This is the beef they actually have with Death Adder, not Blackadder. Everyone wanted to play as him, didn't they, as a kid? There you go. See, his brother was killed by Death Adder. Right, there we go. 1990, I take it back, 1990. Still 8 years into the Spectrum's life. Right, redefine keyboard. Because we're going with keys. Why wouldn't we go with keys? Fire, magic. Don't know if I can do magic on the Commodore, so I'll be playing it on my Mini. It's great music. We'll go with Julius. Ah, his surname's got the word head in it. Right, 2-player controls. This, we have to select it, but it doesn't matter. Right. So this is weird. It lets us select it. Hang on, I've got to select the joystick now, have I? Yeah. Happy with your controls? Yes. Loading game, but we should only be 1 player. Yeah, you see, that's weird. It makes you do it, but you still get to choose the game at the end. Well, kind of cool, but it's 2-player. That's impressive. Right, as is the user colour and the lack of attribute clash. Double tap is run, fire, no in-game music. Up and fire is at the same time as how you do your jump, because we don't have a jump button. That's going to make, ooh, got your special move. That's going to make jumping gaps a little bit interesting. So your health and stuff, magic's bottom left. See, I think this is impressive. You're not going to if you don't know the limitations of the Spectrum. And I can confirm that the hack ROM is better looking. Not massively. But this is cool. This is really, really, really cool. And hard. Right, you got your magic, as in you can kick the little dwarf thingies and stuff like that. You've got your floaty magic sword. Lining yourself up with these is a bit of a bastard. Sweet. But I do like it. There's a certain charm to these graphics. But the use of colour is really impressive. Much like when I compared Altered Beast, the use of colour, that's really impressive. There we go, we can get on the thing from Altered Beast. I'm going to use my magic. Cool. There you go. Cool. How do I get on the thing from Altered Beast? I don't know. Have I killed it? It looks like a disembodied head. Oh, balls to it. You can. Honestly, Governor, you can. I mean, this is an impressive port. Because you've got to think about... I mean, we look at the arcade game now and think it's incredibly limited. But you try doing that with graphics that exist within a 48K environment. Because I know this is the 128K version, but that's just a memory and sound thing, isn't it? Obviously, we all played as Julius because he's the best all-rounder, but he's got the weakest magic. Come here. I can't go any higher. He's running out of my strikeability. That's a phrase. How the fuck am I going to actually have to use my magic to kill him so I can progress? I found a break. Fuck it. That's a bit annoying. Look, I never noticed that before. Well, that's never happened to me before. That's a bit broken. I should probably save my magic to the big fuck off dudes with the hammers. You know, the West Ham players, fans. There we go. Do you know what? It's far more effective than it is on the Mega Drive and the arcade. See? Come on then. Now, there is something I've noticed. That... Oh no, look! 3 blokes on the screen at once. Remember that. That's key. Oh, look at this. Key and impressive, as is the lack of thunderclash. Well, 2 blokes now. I killed the 3rd bloke. Look at them. It's like a YMCA video. Because they're men at work. See, everyone's a critic. There you go. When you jump above the background in the sky, more like the fog, you can see the trick they use to get around attribute clash. Cool, eh? Yeah, I'm cheating. Look at her mind. And your creature doesn't run away. I hate it in real life when my creature runs away. It's such an inconvenience. Hey, got your brother. You should mourn or something and fuck off. There we go. This is cool. I forgot how impressive this is. Especially think about it. 2 players at once. Yeah, it's alright to eat shit off the floor back then, because even though it's medieval, the 5-minute rule still existed. Oh, there you go, straight to the next level. Ooh, controls tight. It's just a question of being specifically lined up with the bad guys. But yeah, so, you know, all the bad guys are in here as well, albeit ick or smaller versions of themselves. What do you expect? It's the Spectrum. Alright, granted the hammer blows are huge. Oh, that sounded awkward. There we go. Also, you've got to remember, whether you're riding the creature or not, again that sounded awkward, that counts as an extra sprite on the screen. There's a point I'm saying that. Hey! Quantum leap that. See what I did there? But I mean, for the most part, generally 2 sprites. Oh look, no, 3. There we go. See, I have to say it out loud to get it to happen. But yeah, I'm very, 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 very impressed with this. Let's jump into the Commodore 64 version and see how that compares. So here we go with Golden Axe on the Commodore 64. I believe it was also done by Pro, but you can probably work that out when you see the similarities of how the screen is set up. But in fairness, I thought I would show you the end of the game on this version as well, because it does let you do it. And as you can see, wow, the people are even smaller, but this is way more impressive. Listen to that amazing, amazing music. Again, I would have loved the sequel to be set in our world with all these bad guys. Could say they broke the fourth wall at the end of the first game, but yeah, that's really cool. Really, really cool. I don't know if I would have been happy persevering through the entire game just to get this. But to be fair, it's the same on all versions. Oh look, no, it is Pro. Never seen that screen before. Anyway, thought I'd show that because, you know, in fairness of comparisons, we had to see it. I am playing this on the Commodore 64 Mini, so disclaimer, I am playing this on the world's worst, music's lovely, the world's worst joystick, and won't be able to use magic because I won't have to interrupt the gameplay by going into the virtual keyboard. Anyway, whining aside, let's go. Here we go, title screen on the Commodore 64, and as you would expect, it's going to have some pretty, wait for it to properly get into it, pretty swanky, amazing synth-tip music, and be way, way, way better than the Spectrum. Also, these screenshots, they're really nice, they're bigger than the Spectrum. Are they more detailed? I wouldn't say that, but listen to this. Presentation-wise, you know, whether it's its looks or its audios, this is absolutely fantastic. That's an amazing rendition of the arcade music. I might have to make that my ringtone. I'd say make that my theme tune. No, my ringtone. Right, anyway, let's get into the game. I mean, that's brilliant. Now, you have a choice of music or sound effects in the game. I'm gonna go with sound effects, not music, because it's one. You get that? Let's go. Right, you've got a proper title select screen, which is really impressive, and you've got your title select music again, which is really impressive. That's cool. It's really cool. The sprites all look really nice. We'll go with Mr. Head because, well, its comparison. That music is really nice. Let's go. Oh, I atomized them. Right, we're going to go with sound effects. Now, the screen layout is pretty much the same, but you've got sample speech. When you take a hit, listen to it. You sound like you're pleasuring yourself. Right, jump and fire. Still is awkward to do your jump move. Can't do magic, so we're going to have to do this the hard way. But graphically, this is really, 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 really nice. This really looks the part. I got to play this on the Commodore 64 Mini because visually it looks far better than if I run it on an emulator on my Wii. But I can use 2 buttons on that, and also it doesn't have such a stiff joystick. Hey, that sounded really awkward. Stiff joystick, which makes playing the game more difficult than it should be. But yeah, now nice little picture of me in the middle. Oh, look at him coming out from behind. Ah, he thinks it's prison. Oh. Okay, when it's sound effects, do I have to say turn around? Say that every time because I'm starting to get old. But looks better than the Spectrum. I mean, yeah, right, it's got speech. The Spectrum hasn't. The Spectrum could have done that. You got your little flashy sword. It wins visually, absolutely wins. Controls are tight. That's what I wanted to say. If you played it on a D-pad and not this god-awful joystick, it's just I'll make it look stiff here. Again, puns, because oh, you got to kill them to get rid of them. Because I wanted it to look better than there, because it does have better colour palette if you play it on the C64 Mini than it does if you play it through, well, the emulation setup I have. You are playing it on component though, so it should still be a nice picture. But turn around. I was going to say I don't like that, but that's, look at that. Dance, bitch, dance. Yeah, it obviously That would be what, 576 and this is 1080. But that's kind of irrelevant because it's a Commodore 64 game. I don't like the way he circles you like that. That's a little bit broken. Now, there is one thing which I, lean towards in the first part of this gameplay on the Spectrum is count the number of sprites on the screen. They may look better. I don't know if it's because if you do, because it is simultaneous 2-player as well, I don't know if it means you do that because that counts as an extra sprite, so that's why they've had to leave it down. But there are only ever 2 sprites on the screen at once. Actually, we'll have to wait to see till we get my my motor to commit to that, but disembodied sword, yes please. Oh, look at that, flash of light, change of colour in the background. I mean, it's streets above the Spectrum, background wise. That doesn't detract from how, technically impressive the Spectrum version was. Okay, I wish I put music on now. That awkward scream is really starting to get on my tits. It's for everyone as well. Maybe that's why when I first played this, I knew to turn the music on and not the sound effects. I'm going to give the sound effects to the Spectrum. The music is Commodore, obviously. The sound effects is Spectrum. Because while it could have done a scream, I don't know if I want a scream every time. I can't remember if there was in the arcade, but if there was, it certainly wasn't as wimpy and pathetic as that. Food, I'll have you. Alright, that's kind of cool. He's like, dude, you're not even using your magic. What are you kicking me for? Because I can. Does that even do anything then? Does it give me extra points? So where does it display your magic? Or is this not two-player? Because if you look at the right-hand side of the screen, well, no, it says magic there. So where does it display your magic if you play 2-player? There's my motor. Looks nothing like the motor from the arcade. Actually, that's wrong. Why are you even here? I was going to say it looks a little bit dragony. It shouldn't be here. You lose points for that. I mean, that's an impressive sprite. Oh look, global warming. That's an impressive sprite, but you lose points for that for accuracy. And the fact that you only last 1 round and you're shooting as shit. I don't want to fight these guys. But yeah, you know what? Sound effects Spectrum because it doesn't have that irritating music Commodore, graphics Commodore, controls Spectrum if only because it is slightly better playing anything on keys. But sprite wise, that's a pretty big foul up that you can only handle 2 enemy sprites. When I say 2 sprites, I mean 2 enemy sprites. Well, let's see if there's a third bloke with them. 2 of the hammer dudes and a little wimpy bastard. I say wimpy bastard, they still kick my ass. If only I could use my magic. If only I knew where the bird this feather came from was. Right. No more. This seems to be the attack. And also, it's a good get out of jail free card. It's just so bloody ineffective. How do I do my... I seem to do my magic divey around thing on the Spectrum, but I can't do it on this. Well, look at that. It's a bit... The AI is a bit broken in places, and he suddenly just decides, I'm going to move quicker than I normally do, get around the other side of you, and that's irritating. It didn't seem to do that on the Spectrum. Wait, you press left, and he just goes into a spot where you can't hit him. And obviously when you keep attacking, which to be fair it's both versions, you get stuck in your cycle. That's fucking irritating as hell. And he won't let you go down because you're stuck on him. That's a glitch and a half. Whichever way you face, if you're too close to him, he moves out of your ability to hit him, and you can't go down or up because you get stuck on the sprite. And your dragon's in the wrong place. You're just losing points all over the shop, aren't you? Dare I say they take too long to kill? Look at this guy. He's practically a boss in any other game. Right, come on. So basically what it does, it gets around the fact that you can only have a couple of sprites on the screen at the same time by just constantly having come from the side of the screen. So you technically get the numbers, you just don't get them all at once. Look, there you go, look. I can go up, but I can't go down. Yeah, so you get the numbers. It's just not as impressive as having them all on the screen at once. That's a failure. I don't know if that is a limitation of the Commodore 64. I do know when I played Double Dragon, the Ocean version, it too only had 2 enemy sprites on the screen at once. Again, because you got third player if you played 2-player? I don't know. There we go. Come on, if I can just get by these for the purpose of comparison. Wait, there's only one of you. Continue, yes. Wait, there's only one of you? Ow. Stop, hammer time. See what I did there? Or stop hammering time, because I'm delicate. It's got the same problem. That's irritating. Pretty sure that wasn't on the Spectrum version. You better not do what I think you're going to do, which is some health bar would have been nice. Just bring out the other one. That is broken and annoying. I'll shut up about it in a minute. You're going to bring out the other one now, aren't you? That is weak. That is absolutely weak. There's a massive fault compared to the Spectrum version. Did you hit me in mid-air? After I hit you and it still registers as a hit? Ow! That's just therapeutic. There we go. That is weak. I do not like that. Again, if you are a Commodore 64 person in the know-how and stuff like that, please just explain to me. Bollocks. No, don't explain to me that. I know they work. Gotta say. Why it can only do, or is it just lazy programming? And here's all the magic I cannot use. Here we go. Level 2. Well, I'm going to round up here. Do you know what? I'm giving this, and I'm sure there'll be people who disagree with me, but that's the purpose of these videos. They're my opinions, because taste is subjective, but, and also why it's Playground Wars, giving this to the Spectrum. Alright, Commodore, better graphics, as you would expect, better music, as you would expect, accuracy, Spectrum. I mean, I know that's a small thing, but sorry, you put what, could you not be bothered to draw the other thing? You put the wrong creature in the wrong place, but that getting stuck in the kind of sweet zone where they constantly move either side of you is irritating as hell. Maybe that's just me being over, you know, critical, but the fact that a 48K machine, or 128K because of music, can put more sprites on the screen at the same time, including those 2 big dudes with the hammer, and, you know, I'm alright, granted, maybe it was only 3, well no, 3 enemy sprites at one time, but that's, I'm sorry, Commodore 64, in a game like Golden Axe, that is absolutely unforgivable, it really is. I'd love to know the reason for that, but yeah, I'm sorry. Visually, you know, audibly, yeah, Commodore, accuracy, and from just, you know, I guess the impressive nature where it tries a little bit harder than the Commodore with more limited resources, unforgivable that it's only 2 sprites on the screen at the same time. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.